Alright, back with my second video for the day. A few people, I'm not going to list everybody's names, but a few people wanted me to talk about the whole Bishop Eddie Long thing. I know, I'm sure you guys have seen so many different videos or read so many different posts and blogs about it. But basically, how I feel about it, do I think that he did it? I mean, his last sermon or whatever that he said he was gonna preach, he never said that he didn't do it. He just said that he was gonna fight the allegations. So I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Usually if somebody didn't do something, they will say, I did not do this, but he never once said it. Even members of his church were on TV or whatever, on BET and things like that, saying that they were a little disappointed that he never once came out and said that he didn't do it. Like, he never owned up to it, never said he didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I honestly think the proof is there, but I'm not here to really talk about whether or not I think he did it. What I want to talk about is people's reaction toward him. I mean, people get so caught up in worshiping their pastor or bishop or whatever instead of worshiping God that they fail to realize that he's still a human being. He still has temptations. He still has, wants and desires. Whether you agree with them or not doesn't mean that you should love him any less. I mean, sexuality is a small percentage of a person. It doesn't make up who that person is. It's not, 100% of that person. Just like music that you listen to makes up a percentage of you, your height, your weight, your hair color, your gender, like all these different things, your food, the favorite foods that you like, things like that. All of those make you the person that you are. So for them to find out that, okay, he is sexually attracted to men or whatever, doesn't mean that he's any less of a person than who you've grown to know and love. Like I said, the only reason that this is hitting a lot of people so hard is because they put their faith in man and not their faith in God. And you're always going to get let down if you put all of your faith into a human being. I mean, he's gonna fall short sometimes of your expectations or whatever. He's not perfect. And I think that people have failed to realize that, or they think just because he's a bishop, he can't be gay. No, I mean, like I said, we're not even going to get on that whole subject of who's to say that being gay is wrong or whatever. We're not even going to get into that. But just because he is a leader in the church does not mean that his sexuality has to be, whatever you as a people think it should be. I mean, who are you to tell him how to live his life? Honestly, that's why whenever I found out about everything that was going on, it didn't really shock me, because he back in the day, he was one of the main, like one of the biggest activists, like against homosexuality and all this stuff. And a lot of the times the people that just put so much work into being against it usually are trying to cover up something. I've found plenty of people that seem to be the biggest homophobes out there, and they turn up years later to be gay. And they always tell me the only reason that they did that so hard is because they didn't want, or they were afraid of what other people were going to think of them if they actually came out and said that they were gay. Because society or their families and friends or whatever have these high expectations of them, and they didn't want to let people down. Be who you are. I mean, if Eddie Long was here right now and I was talking to him, I would tell him, you don't live for other people. Whatever you do is between you and God. Whatever makes you happy is what you need to do. If you don't feel like it's wrong, don't let the world tell you that it is, basically. I mean, that, you know, the world may tell me that my sexuality is wrong, but do I live for them? No, I'm here for me. If it makes me happy, I'm gonna do it. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with this, so, you know, I'm gonna continue to live my life the way that I choose. But yeah, man, I mean, and if any of his members see this or whatever, I know it's gonna be a lot of angry people about this video or whatever, but in all honesty, don't be mad at him. Be mad at yourselves, because you are the people that put faith in him and felt like he could do no wrong and felt like he was perfect in your eyes. And now that you find out that he's not perfect as you seem to think, now you guys want to turn your backs on him and, you know, do all of these other things. Like, he's the same man that was teaching you the word, you know, 4 or 5 months ago, but now that a small percentage of him is something that you don't agree with, you want to turn your back on him. He hasn't changed. He's still Bishop Eddie Long, and that's what you guys need to understand. But the world is so closed-minded to go off of what they've been taught and things like that, that they refuse to believe anything else. I mean, it's sad, honestly, but I just, that's what I think about it. I mean, it didn't surprise me at all. Do I think he did it? Honestly, yes, I do. And even like my parents and my grandmother and aunts and everybody, that, like, all of the older people that I know have, when they found out, they were like, I always knew. I could always see it in the way he walked and the way he talked. You could see it in his eyes. I mean, maybe he did try to give hints about it or whatever, but people were just so blinded by, you know, their faith in him that they refused to ignore all the warning signs. But I mean, you can't really ignore it now. It's out there, it's there, so, you know, deal with it. I mean, don't stop loving him. Don't stop going to his church or whatever just because you don't agree with his lifestyle. I mean, like I said, that doesn't make him any less of a person. But yeah, I know you guys are probably gonna have a lot to say about this, because it was a topic, or still is a major topic. So just leave your comments, leave your thoughts. All opinions are welcome. Like I said, I know there's going to be closed-minded, ignorant people out there that only have negative things to say about this, but I also know that there are going to be plenty of people out there that will agree with me and know that when you put your faith in a human being, nothing good can come of that. So leave your comments. Still hit me up with topic requests. Follow me on Twitter. You can add me on Facebook. I'll leave the links on the side. Subscribe. Live, love, life.